Hello everyone, my name's Ren. I have been struggling with mental health issues ever since I was a teenager, and I've been working through these issues with a psychotherapist for about 4 years now. In this channel, I share my personal experience and skills I learned to help you tackle issues like fear of abandonment, social anxiety, people pleasing, so that you could create and enjoy healthy relationships. If that is something that you're interested in, please subscribe so that you don't miss any videos. In a lot of my personal psychotherapy sessions, I had a few mental breakdowns on the topic of no-reply anxiety. I just felt like the world is ending on me when the person that I was romantically involved with or like unhealthily attached to delayed responding to me or didn't respond to me. And after I published my first no-reply anxiety, I found that a lot of people all relate to this experience, just in varying degrees. So I decided to put in more energy in talking about this topic as a way of educating people to stop feeling ashamed of your overreacting or needy behaviors. So today I wanted to talk about 3 intriguing facts about no-reply anxiety from a psychology perspective that nobody has ever told you about. So let's jump right into it. No-reply anxiety can be so disastrous to us because it's related to self-attack. This might really confuse you because you think, well, they don't respond to us. It's their way of showing their disgust, dislike, or contempt or rejection to us. But actually, it's coming from inside of us, projected outside to other people. So I will give you a few examples. If you don't think you're good looking or charming or attractive, you may think, well, your boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't respond to you because they don't like you, because they think you're unattractive, not good looking at all. If you believe that you're not competent, you're not doing a very good job, when your boss delayed responding to you, you may think they're unsatisfied with you because they think you're lazy or incompetent. When your client or friend doesn't respond to you, you may think that they judge you for not having good social resources to be worthy of spending time with. When no-reply anxiety happens, we need to understand that 10% of it is about the current circumstance, and 90% of it is something gets triggered from the past, is something deep down, the wound gets activated. So the external events are like triggering, they're like a hook. They brings out the most insecure part about yourself, the part that you're not satisfied with yourself, and you project it onto different occasions because you think it's they're rejecting you instead of you being not satisfied or accepting enough of yourself. So when this no reply happens, our self-attack gets activated. Well, you don't like me, or you're leaving me, you're not satisfied with me, or you must be annoyed and disgusted with me, and all those projections. The longer the waiting time goes, the more catastrophic the consequences, the predictions could be. When you get buried in your overwhelming self-attack, self-shame about how others dislike you or abandoning you or rejecting you, you start to lose sense of time and you feel like the world is crumbling down on you. It doesn't matter how others explains to you, well, it's not really happening, but you stick to your own thought because deep down with your guts, you feel like things are actually happening despite what the reality looks like. This could be especially painful for people with fear of abandonment because it can be such a demobilizing experience. You just feel completely paralyzed, like you couldn't do anything. You don't trust yourself anymore. You have to wait for a reaction from the outside world. I feel you completely because I spent so many therapy sessions in talking about well, this person doesn't respond to me, this person must be not liking me, and all those doubts, all those fear, all those anxiety. That's why I created a whole series on fear of abandonment, just in hope that this could bring you some relief. This could bring you some confidence in healing your own wound. I'm gonna put it up here somewhere and you can check it out later. The number 2 fact is because of this unstable object relation. It causes us to be unsure about our existence, and this connection is what we need. I will explain this from an object relations theory. Basically what it's talking about is that how stable and how coherent the current self is shaped by how our family relationships are. It's by how we're treated when we're very young. It goes back to infancy. When we experience delayed response, unstable response, inconsistent presence of parents, their neglect or abuse, it causes us to have this difficulty in experiencing who we are and stay in our own presence and in our own body. When no reply anxiety happens, we need to have some empathy for ourselves. We need to have some compassion because it's so primitive, it's so instinctive. It's just as if just imagine like a baby being there alone and the world is not responding to its needs, it's not feeding it, it's not responding to it, and the baby could die. And that's how we are feeling. So it's not because we're needy or we're overreacting, overly sensitive or something. Over my past few years, I have trouble letting go. So in therapy sessions, when I experience this kind of anxiety, my fists would be like really tight because it's like I'm trying to grab something, right? I'm trying to grab the cloth corner of my mom just so that she wouldn't leave me, and my body gets super rigid and tense. And my therapist would gradually guide me to loosen it up a little bit, just try the concept of letting go. And there was one time I was trying to force myself to really let go, and I broke down in tears. I started to cry. It just shows that how insecure we are, the status as we are as a baby. Like, we couldn't live if our parents leave us. It's like existential anxiety. When they don't respond to us, we feel like we're dying. And this is how literally a baby feels when their parents delay responding to them, when they cry and yell and, but not getting any reaction at all. The cure is that we need to create and build a healthy object relations, meaning that you could find a good friend or a good therapist or a mentor or a life coach or something. When this relationship is stable enough, is nurturing enough, it's like you're reparenting yourself. When you gradually internalize other people's relationship with you inside of you, when people don't respond to you, it doesn't really affect you that much because you're stable, you're like coherent as a whole. So the number one fact is inadequate attunement and caring and mirroring from childhood is related to losses. What I constantly talk about in my channel is this abandonment wound. You don't really have to be actively abandoned to have this wound. It means that you get emotionally abandoned by the person that you're attached to, mostly our primary caregivers. So when they neglect you, when they invalidate your experience, when they reject you, constantly shame you, repeatedly look down upon you, when you repeatedly get alienated, when you get compared all the time unfavorably to your cousins or sisters or brothers, all of this which have the same component of emotional abandonment. We feel that who we are isn't accepted by our parents. We have to be who they want us to be. We have to be or achieve whatever they expect of us so that we could have love. What I observe nowadays in society, that there are a lot of people, they function so well in society. They strive, they have high social status, and they are super competent. Some of them are even like super visible, like super famous on social media or in varying communities. But however, when they're alone, when they are not in these glamorous moments, there's this chronic emptiness and sadness for not knowing who they are. They don't know what they truly like, except what the society or parents expect of them. This is what Winnicott calls the false self, because you're not sure if the real you, the real person who's not striving, who's lazy sometimes, who has flaws sometimes, are going to be accepted and loved. No reply means punishment. When they don't reply to us, when they don't respond to us positively or neutrally, or even we getting this panic attack. We think we're not doing good enough. We think there's something wrong with us, and this causes the point that I made earlier, self-attack. So in my generations, it's really hard for parents to show you, to give you positive compliments for what you've done or who you are. They usually give you harsh love in order to prevent you from being too proud of yourself, So, and this is especially true in Asian parents, not to stereotyping bit, but this I observed in every Asian I've known is that our parents, they seem to just intentionally keep distance from us because they don't know how to show love, and that's how they are raised. This makes us feel like, well, who we are is not enough. We have to reach certain standards, and this really pushes us to create this false self. We create this image that we think our parents would approve or like, so that they could show more love to us. Alright everyone, I hope this video is helpful. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you wanted to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.